Sambonani. A very warm welcome to your #1 youth current affairs show. Of course, Kibalaka Expressions. We are coming to you on location at the Durban Exhibition Centre for GovTech 2022. What we are doing as Expressions is making sure that the conversations that are taking place here include some of the challenges, but most importantly, include some of the solutions that you require as you are a young person on the ground. I'm your host, Jacqueline Maphala.
Mina ke ngumxolisi wakwaMasango sinibingelele sinamukele phela to the special edition of the show. Kuyintokozo enkulu kakhulu ukuthi sinethulile yona as it happens khona la at Durban Exhibition Centre. Lapho khona, this is an event that brings together some of the finest innovators under one roof, Jacqueline. I think that's what makes it even more exciting. So we are going to be having conversations with the various exhibitors as well as some of our esteemed panelists who are going to be sitting down as we ask the important question, namhlanje, does technology show some inequalities, ikakhulukazi, from the people who live in the rural areas as well as the urban areas? What do you think about the conversations that we're having, namhlanje? Do engage with us in Kudlen Zethu Zokuxhumana. Jacqueline, it's time for you to get the conversation started, right?
Indeed. And to obviously help me unpack this very important conversation we're having around how do we overcome some of these inherent inequalities that we see perpetuating due to this digital revolution, especially among you as a young person. I'm joined by extremely phenomenal women who are really going to help me understand a little bit issues around access, issues around how do we come up with the solutions to some of these challenges. Ladies, a very warm welcome to Expressions.
Thank you. Thank you.
When women are in the space, it's a little bit more beautiful. And I think, Oloti, I want us to get straight into this discussion. I want to find out from you, there are economic, social, institutional barriers to access as a whole. And I want to find out from you, for the young people out there who are looking at what are the key takeaways, the key learnings that you can share with them about how these can be overcome. All right.
No, thank you. Funny enough, it was interesting that we had a conversation about women in leadership, and we had one of the youngest panelists, Usbongile, who runs an institution called Ukuhamba, which is prostate. And she took us through her journey, a personal journey in terms of how she has managed to kick the boundaries. One, by being confident in who you are as a person and your purpose, understanding what your aim is, and looking for opportunities around to actually try and come up with solutions that are going to be pertinent, that are going to help your society. And that way, it gives you the momentum to wake up every day and make a difference. Because when you create a product or an opportunity that makes a difference on a daily basis in people's lives, you are creating not only just jobs, but you're making a difference. And I think that with regards to women, you will always have issues and challenges around finance, resources, mentors, mentorship. And I think that the one advice that I can give us as women is stop being unkind to each other. If you have traveled the journey, take a young person with you. Open those doors, find time.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily all about money, but it's how do you utilize the resources that you have in terms of opening doors. So you climb up, take another human being and another woman with you. And I think that that's the narrative in conclusion.
Indeed, and Sizina, I want to bring you into this. I love what Ulutu was talking about around opening doors, and that's what you are doing. We find a lot of the times rural young people, township young people, those young people who don't have access to resources always get left behind. So let's talk about what are the solutions to this digital divide as we are talking about this digital revolution.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the question. You know what? You actually have uttered my words. Everybody who knows me and who follows me, they know very well that I talk about bridging the digital divide. What I've done right now is open an innovation center in a rural area in Mthatha. I chose a rural area purposely because I've been saying that we have these latest buzzwords, Internet of Things, Fourth Industrial Revolution. It's well and good for me. But we've got people who are still dealing with the issues of the Third Industrial Revolution, in as far as them not knowing even how to switch on a laptop. Even when they do switch on the laptop, they don't know what to do. So I decided to go there when I got an opportunity to be sponsored with a computer lab. Actually, it's not the whole state-of-the-art, computer laboratory. So what I'm having there, I decided to take it in the deep rural area. And when I found there, part of the things that make me sleep very well at night is the fact that I found about 7 young unemployed ICT graduates from that area that now are currently employed in Linda Mata Innovation Center. And now we've actually now alleviated poverty. We've brought these people into the digital economy because they were not partaking in the digital economy. Now they are working at that center. We're training you. So far, we only launched in July, but we've already trained over 300 people from that rural area, including Magoti, who were but now they're being trained there. So things are changing. We're bringing these people into the mainstream of digital economy. We cannot leave people behind. If you're talking us moving, you cannot leave other people behind. So for me, this is the biggest thing that I'm doing, and I'm going to many rural areas in all the provinces, but the Innovation Center is in the Eastern Cape.
We need to come visit you, huh?
You have to come
We have
visit
to
me,
come
please.
visit you and see
I actually invited
and
you,
see what's
SABC.
happening. Thank you. We need to come see you. And
have to.
Kumo, these conversations are so important because as much as we are moving ahead, it's important that we don't leave people behind. But I want to understand in terms of your presence here, your participation here as a young person who is in the space. For you, this is a space you're in. What is the contribution that you think you play, but how important is representation of young people in spaces such as this?
Okay, like our name, Kumo Pensi, right? The Pensi represent occupancy. So we are occupying the IT space. So what I will touch on, right, as much as government is pushing innovation, is pushing young people to get into innovation, I feel I would like to see them more also pushing procurement of innovation. Because right now, yes, I have been here, I'm lucky that Centec believed in my vision, believed in what we are doing, and they said, we are going to support you. CETA said, we will support you also to come and exhibit here. And then what? Because I have an idea that can help government solve these problems, right? But when I go to government, they will say, we have to go to tender. So you are now tendering my IP. So I would like to see government now amending their PFMA to accommodate procurement for innovation. That's how you are going to see us as young people now innovating, occupying these spaces. Young people, we have time, we have energy, we can solve problems. We are heuristics, for Pete's sake. We solve problems, right? So why not?
Absolutely.
But then give us that opportunity. Yes, you are here, and then what? When I come to you and say I can do e-government solutions, you tell me that I must go for tender. And what I can do, then you are giving the spec to everybody else. Even if I patent that idea, who am I going to collect royalties from? Government or the successful bidder?
No, absolutely. And I think as much as we're talking about obstacles in terms of young people being part of this space, we're also talking about you from a business perspective being a contributor and being able to bring meaning to what it means for you to be at a space like this. Mubukedi, we're going to continue with this very important conversation, and I think it's also exciting for me because we want to show you what this space actually looks like. So Umko is on the flip side of this. He's going to be doing a walk around, speaking to other young people who are here to find out what does it mean for them to be part of this, part of obviously GovTech 2022. We'll be back right after this.
You are still watching Expressions, and we're still your #1 youth current affairs show. As we did mention, today we are coming to you from Durban. Now, this is a gathering that brings together some of Africa's most finest innovators under one roof, which is why we also felt it's very important to bring Wena Umuntomusha closer to everybody that is here today. Let's start here. Guys, thank you so much and welcome to the program. It's great to have you. So we are having conversations around technology technology and how umhlaba is just basically becoming one global village. So with all of that also comes security threats. Njoba sibona sometimes abantu baba hacked on WhatsApp. Uthola umuntu esithumela abantu ama-request ukuthi bafuna imali ku-WhatsApp. Talk to us about how you guys come in as is cybersecurity and asset management.
Yeah, thanks, man, for the platform. So there's a lot of hacks that are out there that people aren't aware of, right? And there's things that we call zero-day attacks that are continually popping up all over the world. So these are new hacks and new viruses that, cyber criminals come up with on a daily basis, right? I would say the best thing that you need to do is you need to avoid the normal things, going on to links, click on links that you don't know where they emanate from, links that don't know what they contain, emails that you receive unsolicited, right? Stay off of those sort of things. And going on to websites that you've got no affiliation with, websites that are unsecure, right? Yeah. Here at Mustech, we've got a couple of cybersecurity products that we pride ourselves in that will actually protect your environment from people that, if instance you've already been hacked, will protect you from being able to, or people stealing your information from the environment and then leaking it out to cyber criminals.
Sir, talk to us about some of the innovations that Microsoft is bringing, and talk to us about some of the discussions that you guys probably had around this particular conference.
So this conference for us was a very important one because this is where government is going digital, and knowing the fact that we've got platforms that government is already procured, working with Microsoft, it was very important to clarify on how innovation in our platform works with. So you'll find the fact that government today, they are able to go on Parliament virtually. That will be calling Microsoft Teams. So we're now empowering government to be able to continuously work during any kind of disaster or epidemic. So this has been a very good win in this conference, just to be able to say, how do we unify the overall digitization strategy, meaning how do we continuously helping government to be able to digitize their process, forms and different parts. When we go into COVID, what just happened was the fact that we formalized how this could be a normal way of working. And again, that's where it started. But where it's going now, I mean, it's no longer about working from home. It's no longer about just having a meeting. Microsoft Teams is now becoming a hub of saying, like you can go there for different things and you can be able to do your leave if you want to apply for a leave. So it's becoming a home, an office and everything to you. So that's why what is the innovation we have put into Microsoft Teams going forward. Education, I mean, you've got Viva Education, which is in Microsoft Teams. Your leave, your insights are in Microsoft Teams. So it's becoming a centralized office and being able to work with that. And the last one, by the way, the other thing we discovered, people feel very lonely when you're in Teams. So you will find that now in a Microsoft Team, you can change your screen and be like you're in the office with other people around you or in a classroom. So we've been very innovative to make sure that people feel comfortable about working away from the office while they're working as if they're in the office virtually.
Tell us about how your work impacts the ordinary South African on the street.
So some of our products, like your citizen engagement app, basically have direct benefits to citizens, in a sense where they're able to report issues within a community, could be a municipality, wherein then the government is able to interact directly with these people through the application. You'd have your push notifications alerting you that perhaps the pothole report that you have reported about is being attended to, and such feedbacks is actually recorded onto the application, and you get notifications about updates up until when the ticket is actually closed. Products like your MySABC, that was developed by us.
So in MySABC, that app in your South African police services, right?
Yes.
Crimes.
Yes. So you can do that anonymously, or you can be able to actually tell who you are. You can report crime or any other incident that you find dodgy, and of course SABC is able then to respond to you about it.
All right, thank you so much. Well, there you have it again, Bugele. We have spoken to some of the exhibitors that are present la namhlanje, because ultimately it's all about how this, first of all, affects you as an ordinary South African, but also it's also important to note ukuthi njengomuntu omusha, you are part of the technology. You must know how to use it and also understand ukuthi with the technology kuza nama responsibilities. We're back after the break. Stay with us.
Welcome back. You're still watching your number one youth current affairs show. We're coming to you from Durban at the GovTech conference that's taking place here. And of course, it's important for us as expressions to ensure that we include your voices as young people. You know, ladies, we have to wrap up this conversation, and there's so much that still is yet to be said. Kuma, maybe let me start with you, because in the first segment you came with fire and you were talking about issues around procurement. But you're right, you know, we have to move away from talk shops. For you, what is the way forward? What do you think you will need for an event like this to mean something to you and the young people you support?
Government must amend the EPFMA Act to accommodate procurement for innovation, and they must stop telling us to go tender, because we don't want to be tenderpreneurs. We have brains, we can think. I want to bring.
Compete with other people, isn't
No,
it?
but
Isn't that the whole point of the
I don't want to
process?
compete with my idea. I get it, it's my brainchild.
Yes.
So why must I now give everyone a chance to my brainchild? So how am I going to make that money? Right? I'm in business to make money. And I'm also a problem solver. And I'm also coming up with solutions that are addressing the challenges that we are facing here in South Africa, right? So if I come, I tell you that this rock is going to help you sleep better at night. And now when you take my idea and put it on tender. So that means you're not leveling the playing field, because there's a lot of young people that are innovators. So now they can't do business with you, government, when you are saying I'm government and I'm trying to give young people an opportunity. So, but then you are denying them that opportunity. When it goes to tender, we are competing with bigger companies and we stand no chance, because bigger companies have got more experience than us. Bigger companies have got references that we don't have. So we don't get that opportunity. We don't get that chance. It's like we're applying for a job and they tell you must have 5 years experience. I'm a graduate, where am I going to get 5 years experience? So it's the same thing with, you know, procurement, tendering. So I'm competing with bigger guys that have been here longer, but I know how to do things better.
Look, I love it, and I think this is why the spirit of young people is so important in this. Great solutions, addressing problems.
Yeah.
But what problems are you actually addressing?
All right. What brought us here at GovTech is 2 solutions, biometrics meeting data analytics. When I talk biometrics, people thinking access management or access control and fingerprint. There's more to biometrics than just fingerprint. You know, with our solution, we'll be able to tell you that 10 or 20 of your employees are left-handed. That's where data analytics comes from. When we are talking to CIPC, we'll be able to tell CIPC, because we are filling in the gaps with our data analytics, right? We'll be able to tell CIPC there's a need for this and this and this services, right? So when they go on their road shows to workshop people about, you know, registering for businesses, that is, they'll be able to give them informed decisions, help them make informed decisions, saying this is the gap that you need to close. Instead of people because someone in neighbor hire a business. So with data analytics in that sector, we'll be able to help these SMMEs that are coming up for it. Actually, there's more to this. I can do another business, not this as a business because so let me go to Magonya. I'm not knocking Magonya. I'm just saying. Yeah, no, I'm not knocking Magonya. I'm just saying our data analytics in that space, CIPC, then we'll be able to help, you know, CIPC to say, we have this needs here. We need people that can close those gaps.
Oloetu, what's the way forward? How do we make sure that these are not just talk shops, but they have, at least they translate to real meaning, especially when we're talking about inequalities, the rural people out there, the township people out there who are still talking about these obstacles and barriers, you know?
So I think, you know, there's always a beginning to every solution. And I think secondly, it will take industry, partnership with industry, private sectors getting involved, government giving opportunities to young people to showcase their solutions. And there is something that we're launching as CETA. It's coming up on the 1st of October. It's an app and a platform that will take all of their solutions and they can register as vendors into those solutions, meaning that we are making a platform that will link these young people with private sector, with citizens. And we've had a couple of solutions that are interesting already. I went around the stores. We had a guy that has created a solution called Sense Up. We're having Guardian Health, women-owned, 100%. And these are solutions to interact with doctors and health professionals. So, and we are planning to have a way forward in terms of having a women's only exhibition.
Sizini, way forward.
Oh my
and
goodness.
especially with the amazing work that you're doing at grassroots level. I mean, you're speaking to today's topic around inclusion, bridging that inequality, especially in this technological revolution.
We really need to stop these stringent measures that are put out there in order for us to be able to get these things. For instance, right now, Linda Mate Innovation Center is standing and is operating in a rural area called Bazia. And as I'm seated right here in front of you, I don't have any support from government. We don't have data. I have to pay my own data in order to get the people to be trained in that center. These are the rural people. So government is not coming up. I have spoken to them. So the likes of Centec, I want them to come up. The likes of BBI, I want them to come up. NEMISA, they must come up as well and give us the contract so that we can be able to train the people. They were actually doing them favor, we're doing their job. They are supposed to be training people in South Africa. They're supposed to get people to also be, I mean we're talking Vision 2030. We're talking Vision 2063 in terms of the UN, of the AU. But we're not anywhere there as South Africa at all. And here I am, black female owned, NPO, doing the work that they're supposed to be doing, and I'm paying myself the data for that center to happen. We have SA Connect that's supposed to be connecting us there. They're not there. I'm naming them by name because I'm tired of the talk shops. There is a center, it's operating, government, come.
Absolutely. Expressions come. We're coming to you. We're coming to you. We're going to make sure young people, wherever these people, whatever they're talking about, we're going to make sure that you are there. We're coming to you too, just to see the young people who are there. We will come. We will definitely come. Ladies, I really wish we could have spoken about this issue at length, but thank you so much for your insights, your presence. I don't think there's one solution. There's no one body or stakeholder that can come up with a solution, and this is why it's all about collaboration. So we thank you for your collaboration. We thank you for being part, I think, of the new normal that we're going to be seeing in this country. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right,
Thanks.
Yo, what an exciting time it was. I think some of my greatest takeouts, Namhlanje, was listening to that panel conversation, Yako, me being around the stalls here as well, just to hear how enthusiastic South Africans are with technology, especially in Jobasbona, Uguti. We're becoming one big global village because of the technology.
Yes, indeed. And I think the key learnings and important insights that you should carry as a young person, as Expressions was here on the ground, is to understand that you are very much a part of the solution. Things like this and spaces like this cannot exist without you. And hopefully you understand the importance of your contribution, the importance of access, and your inclusivity is what takes this conversation even that much more forward. Because we were here, you were here. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next week. Bye.
From us here at GovTech. Bye.